welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about my Pokemon card pickups for June 2026. Now that we're into July, I thought it would be kind of interesting to reflect on the cards I personally picked up and also a few like at the beginning of this month. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of take a look at these and then kind of share the cards I've picked up. I actually took pictures out of my binder for the cards. I think I picked up a few other random ones, but I can't quite remember the exact ones. So these are the ones I know for sure. But kicking things off here with this Braviary from Searching Sparks. This is a card I mentioned a couple times over the span of the past few months. I have it in Japanese and English, but I think this is such a gorgeous card. So really, really beautiful. I love the art style, as I've talked about. The medium used here, as we can see, is going for pretty much $5 right now, between $5 to $6. Such a cool card from a great set. Next up is this Braviary from Black Bolt, another card, right? Like, I love both of them, honestly. And this one is pretty interesting, especially because of the water aesthetic here. I actually added it to a page where I'm just putting in flying type Pokemon. And I picked up quite a few flying types recently, but as you can see, it's kind of spiked recently. You know, it's been kind of hovering at that $7 to $8 price point. So I picked it up for 15 Canadian. So whatever that translates to USD, that's what I picked it up for. Next up, we have Palafin here for Paldean Fates. Another card I mentioned, and $2.55. What a great price point for an illustration card. I made a video actually last week talking about illustration cards under $3, so this is one of those cards and I did pick it up. Such a cool artwork. You have all the fitness in the background, and a shiny illustration card is very unique. You don't have too many out there. Pretty much 3 as far as I'm aware in terms of illustration rares. Next up, we have this Blitzel. Now I actually picked up the Japanese version of this, but I am honestly open to picking up the English as well if I see one in a copy I really like. I saw this Japanese one, it was a no-brainer for me, especially because I did a trade and it worked out in terms of the pricing. So if you see the English price here, you see it's $11.47, whereas the Japanese is $3. Usually I don't go for Japanese cards when there's a smaller sort of multiplier on it, but because it was a trade, it worked out. But generally speaking, I usually pick up Japanese when there's a huge discount that you're getting in terms of the dollar amount, not necessarily in terms of percentage amount, but the ratio is important to consider as well. But moving on, you'll kind of see more cards that I picked up this month that actually have huge multipliers. But this Talonflame is another card I picked up quite recently, $2.52, down from $3. It's now going for $2.50, so I picked it up for like 3 Canadian or something, which was great. Love the artist, love the artwork, and love this Pokemon, so it works out. And another card I mentioned in that video. Next up we have Togekiss, but I picked up the Japanese counterpart just because it was like so cheap. I picked up for $2 Canadian. This is $2 USD, right? So great price. I do think, you know, I might pick up this English one as well. Like, I honestly don't mind because it's such a good price. $7 for Togekiss. Really cool art from Ascended Heroes, so I might pick up the English at some point, but currently I have the Japanese, which is great. Next up, I picked up this Japanese Unpheasant because the ratio and the dollar savings you're getting here is just worth it. To me, picking up the English counterpart at the price it's at is not worth it at all, and I just really love the artwork. If the English does drop substantially, I'm open to picking it up. I absolutely love the Japanese version. Oftentimes, the vibrance is just off the charts comparatively. As you can see, English $37, Japanese $8. Huge saving there. Next up, Terrakion. So as you can see, the English is $29. Picked up the Japanese at $5. I think I picked it up exactly at $7 or $8 Canadian. Next up, this Virizion. I love this card so much. Such a beautiful one. $10.83 Japanese, $32 English. It's pretty substantial, the savings. I think I got it for 10 Canadian exactly when I was going for 45 Canadian. So that is huge in terms of just that amount that you can allocate to having a broader number of cards. This is a card I think could perform well long term. Is if it drops in value, it will be one I will pick up, but right now the price point I don't think is a reasonable pickup. Next up, we have a Lomamola here. As you can see, the English is $27. Picked up the Japanese instead for $6. Pretty amazing saving there. And then picked up the Snivy from Black Bolt. I think starters are always a much safer play. I wanted to pick up in English because I'm doing the English starter. So as you can see, there's actually a theme going on to the pickups that I'm making, right? Black Bolt White Flare, generally speaking, in the Japanese form. I'm picking up the starters and the line because I'm doing that in English. And this card has gone up, but I think $32 is still a reasonable price point for this one, especially comparing it to Oshawott and Tepig. And also, I did pretty much trade for the majority of this, and then I did like $5 on top cash. And the cards that I traded were cards that I absolutely did not care for, did not think they would perform extremely well. In fact, some of them were playable cards, so they would undoubtedly go down at some point soon. So honestly, it was an incredible pickup. I'm very happy with this one, and it gets me one step closer to finishing off those starters. I'm only 3 cards away. Next up, we have this Venipede. This one is very close in Japanese and English. Like, honestly, if I see the English, I might just pick it up as well, just because I think it's a really solid artwork on its own. So it's just one I really like, and if I have it in Japanese and in English, I'll just sell off the Japanese and keep the English. I saw the Japanese, it was really clean. I loved the card, so I picked it up as part of a bigger lot of those Japanese Black Ball White Flare purchases, which is why I actually picked it up. Otherwise, I would have probably waited for the English. Next up here is Piplup. So this is a card I've been mentioning for a long time, and I finally got my hands on one, and I'm very happy. It's such a clean one. And as you can see, it's gone from $20 now to $15. I picked it up around that $17 price point. Not a big deal if it continues to drop as well. I'm quite content with holding this card long term. And I also want to pick up another one, so it's actually better if it keeps dropping. I'll just pick up another one. Great card, so happy I finally have it. Next up, we have the Crocodile. And no, I did not pick it up in English, and you already know the drill. Picked it up in Japanese for pretty much, I think I got it for $10 Canadian. So that was a great price. I was very happy with that. Exactly, I think at the time of picking it up, a 1/8 of the price or a 1/7 of the price of English, which was obviously a no-brainer to pick up in Japanese. And I finished the line off. I had the Sandal and Crocorock in English, and I decided, you know what, I'll finish off the Crocodile line with the Japanese Crocodile. If it drops in English, I will pick it up. Unfortunately, it was one that I couldn't really find when it was cheaper in a copy that I was happy with, so decided to just grab the Japanese at this point. Next up, Cryogonal. Again, this is one of those cards I just picked up as part of that bigger bulk purchase, but I think the price is pretty solid at $3.75. And this is one that I picked up as well at that same time. So obviously the English has gone up since, you know, especially cheap Black Ball White Flare. I think it's always a no-brainer to pick it up in English. It's one that honestly I could see it going up, but it's not one I personally care to pick up in English as well. I'm quite content having the Japanese version. Next up, Beartic. I did pick this up in English, $10.36. I did pick it up around here at some point, but an awesome card. I think it'll perform quite well. Next up, Misty's Lapras. I can't remember if I picked it up like the end of the month prior, so the end of May, or if I picked it up early June, but I did do a trade for it, so it has come down ever so slightly. It's starting to rebound again. It's a card I'm not very worried about, even if it continues to drop, because it is, of course, by the 30th anniversary gonna go up, in my opinion, because of the Lapras that's coming out there. Apart from that, even if it doesn't, Misty and Lapras, such an amazing combination that I think the card is just going to perform well long term for the number of reasons I mentioned. Also the set it's in, the nostalgia of the characters, the artwork itself. I think it'll perform quite well. Next up, this is a card I mentioned very recently in a video. It's a Team Rocket's Moltres, and it has a Destined Rival stamp, so it's actually the promo card. It is coming down now, but I did pick it up a little bit earlier, around like, I don't know the exact point, but it might have been like late May or early June, but around this $73 mark. Let me just pull up the price right now. Actually, I have it written down. Okay, I got it for 100 Canadian exactly, so it's pretty much returned to that price because conversion rate 70 is about 100 Canadian. The card's pretty much returned to this price. Again, not really concerned if it continues to drop because all these cards I'm picking up are for the long term, so, but you know, you can't control which way the market swings at what point, so I'm quite happy with this one, and I'm gonna hold on to it because I just love it, and it fits into my owner's binder, so it also works in that way too. Final card here, the Ends Reshiram. We see this one has also dropped a little bit. It was going for 32 or something. I think I negotiated down to 27 or something, which pretty solid. So as you can see, it's kind of coming back down again. I did get the stamped version. As I said, I am a bigger fan of the stamped versions, and they are promos as well. As you can see, pretty much every English card I mentioned in this video are ones I actually mentioned as pickups throughout the past month. The Japanese ones are just ones I picked up in like a lot, or maybe found one or two elsewhere from a different sort of vendor. They all sort of go towards a specific goal that I have in my binder page, either picking up Gen 5s or picking up owner's Pokemon or picking up bird Pokemon for the bird page I was talking about, or evolution lines I'm trying to finish. So there is a collector's aspect to it that cannot be overlooked. It is the main drive behind whatever I pick up. The investment side of things allows me to have a pool of cards from which to pick, and then I choose the ones that fit my aesthetic. I even ignore the investment side of things and just pick up cards that I love. For instance, these Japanese cards. It's not that Japanese can't go up. We've seen the Magikarp Japanese go up like crazy, and we've seen Santo Japanese card, so they can go up. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite pickups were this past month. Beyond that, if you're interested in taking a look at some cards that you can pick up under $3, specifically illustration cards, made a video just last week talking about 10 Pokemon cards illustration rares under $3. So if you're interested in that, consider taking a look at the video. That actually just reminds me, I did pick up one of the cards from that video, is the Watchog actually, and I forgot to mention in this video, but that is another one that I did pick up because it is just a no-brainer. If that interests you, consider taking a look at the video on screen. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you all in the next one.